Hello and welcome to OnlyFrames and welcome to another instalment of below average 8-ball pool content brought to you from the Ramsgate Rail Pool League Invitational. Today's matchup is a Division 1 clash and it's between Scott and James. It's best of 8 and it's black ball rules and Scott's broken them off. He's wearing into Miami, but will he be into victories today or will he suffer another defeat? It's back-to-back defeats for Scott so far and he'll be looking to turn around that form as quickly as possible. Whereas James has had a mixed bag of a season. He's struggled this year. He's playing with a spear tip, but can he spear a victory? Can he spike one through the heart and find the form that he's capable of doing? He pots a great ball, but he's not managed to transfer that into frame wins. He's going to find that difficult to do from here. Scott's managed to block that top right hand pocket where the 8-ball is hung over. What will James come up with here? I think he's going to try the skill shot, but that won't be possible as the 8 was too close to the red. You need a bit of distance for the spins to transfer when they're touching. That was never going to happen. He maybe could have played it with top, try to knock it back through, but he wasn't ever going to be able to play it with screw. But speaking of screws, Scott's managed to screw this up. What should have been simple has now become problematic. He's going to look for a safety when he should have been trying to clear these up. That was absolutely shocking. And that is what Scott's capable of. He pots the odd good ball, but he doesn't use his brain and he creates a loo ball. He pots that cue ball, giving James the easiest of chances to take a 1-0 lead. 8 to the top right. He sinks it. We move on to the second frame with James at the table and he's playing the red balls. As we join the action midway through the frame, half the balls have been potted. James is at the table and he's drawing his cue back as though he's about to beat the living daylights out of it. But these are just roll-ins. He probably needs to compact that because it's very easy to lose your cue action. You want to deliver it straight. The further you're taking it back, the more chance it's got to go wrong. And he's left himself short to take that red into the right middle pocket. He's going to have to go up the table. He's going to look to take this one to the top right. But where's the cue ball going to finish? It would be nice to know, but James is in the way. It looks like he's got decent position on this red, but transitioning up to his last won't be easy. Will he look to chip it back into the middle? Will he look to cut it top left or play the double? I think the yellow's in the way of the double, which it proved to be, and that just ended up a bash, and it's given Scott a chance to get to the table. Scott will be looking to settle down as quickly as he can, get a frame on the board, compose himself, but that's a wide. 4 runs. The wicketkeeper ain't catching that one, and he presents James with a real opportunity. One simple roll in, roll the cue ball through, and position will be natural. It's all about the pot, which he manages to do, and he's about to go 2-0 up. He's off to a flyer, but can he sustain it? Bottom right, but he misses it. What on earth is going on? He'll be absolutely gutted. That could feature in our worst shots of the month compilation, which is available on our Instagram, our TikTok and our YouTube shorts, where you get to decide which one of our shots should be crowned worst of the month. And I must assure you, the bar is high. That one from James was appalling, but it might not even make the final 10, as when it comes to below average 8-ball pool content, there is no one better than us. James was unfortunate that 8-ball didn't go after Scott's safety. Scott's coming back to the table. Can he see this one to pot it? And if he can he get onto his last ball? It looks like he didn't even attempt position. He's left that cue ball short. And even if he can find one of the best pots of his life, position isn't guaranteed, but that could work in his favour, because no doubt he'll miss a pot and no doubt he'll get a lucky cue ball, which he has done. What can James come up with here? All I can potentially see is some form of double. I don't see him playing safe. He may shock us all. He's gone for the double, but he can't get anywhere near. That was closer to the middle, giving Scott an easy chance to pot his yellow, but the 8-ball's gone safe. That's tucked on the rail. Does Scott have the minerals to try and get it out? He did, but he couldn't make it. He has left himself a cross double though. He'll be sending the cue ball down towards safety. Has he got it in him? Has he made it one apiece? He has. We move on to the third frame. As we join the action of the third frame, we're midway through. Scott has 2 yellows remaining while James now has 4 reds, but these won't be easy for James. 3 of them are tucked over on the left-hand side, and none of them look like they pot anywhere. No doubt he'll try and double this one to the middle, but he can only find the double kiss, presenting Scott with a chance. But that last little flick on the yellow has made things trickier for Scott than they potentially were. He's looking to play the plant with a double, which he can't do. That was a pretty good attempt by Scott, but he has pushed one of his safer than it was. That will be tricky to get on his last yellow. James is playing one to the top right, and he's absolutely seething that it dropped. He was trying to block the pocket. He was trying to give Scott a taste of his own medicine, but he hit it too well. He pointed at the jaw. That's where he was aiming, but he potted one clean. Maybe you should aim for the jaw more often. Scott comes back to the table, but these aren't easy. Will he look to flick off his yellow and pot the one over the hole? Of course he won't, because that would have been an aggressive shot. He pretends he plays a double. He looks into the camera. He knows what I'm saying about him. He knows that I'll be calling him out for attempting some form of safety. He should have been aggressive there. He should have gone for it. He should have flicked off his other yellow, and at least he'd have got it out of there. He would have potted one of them. But now James has an 8 to go 2-1 up. This is against the form table. James sinks it. He's leading. We move on to the full frame. As we join the action of the full frame, the pink plonker is at the table, rolling one into the middle, and he is playing yellows. He'll be looking to level up these scores and make it Desmond as quickly as possible. Did he leave himself an angle to get over to these two on the cushion? He did. Maybe he should have put a bit of side on that and tried to disturb them, try and get in between them. That was neither here nor there. They remain problem balls for Scott, but he is going around potting them. He's a changed man. He's taking on pots, which he never used to do. He flicks off one yellow. That was a very good shot. Credit where it is due. He developed one and tried to pot the other. Nice shot, my friend. And it's potentially a frame winner, although James comes back, but he pots the 8 early. It's Desmond 2-2. That could feature on our worst shots of the month. That was abysmal. We join the action of the fifth frame. It's James at the table, and he's playing reds. Now, Five, of course, is famous for one thing, and that is a legendary boy band who had banging hits such as Everybody Get Up, singing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I make you get down now, which got me thinking, what are underrated boy bands that we seem to have forgotten about? Boy bands used to rule the world, but now you never hear from them. The likes of NSYNC, the likes of Boys to Men. There were so many great ones. A1, a personal favourite of mine. Apart from Take That, where are the boy bands? What happened to that generation? If you do know and could let me know in the comments, that would be fantastic. And if not, I'm going to start a petition. We want more boy bands. I'm saying it, you know, it's maybe a bit cheesy to say I enjoy it, but I enjoy a ballad. I enjoy a bit of Westlife. Let's stand up on a key change, but let's get back to the action. Scott could have been in a boy band. No, he couldn't actually. He does not have the looks for it, but I certainly could have been. Maybe that's why I want them back. Scott has 2 yellows remaining. James has 3 reds. James is coming to the table. This is a real opportunity, but he does have one tricky ball. That red by the yellow in the centre of the table. He's going to need to try and do something with that early doors. Does it pass a yellow into the middle? Time will tell. If it doesn't, can he develop it? Can he come up with something? I don't know what he's played there. I'm not sure he even hit his own ball. I believe he just put 2 up to Scott. I believe that's to indicate 2 shots. Or was it just an up yours, Scott? You're a loser. I feel I'm better than you. Scott didn't move the cue ball, so we'll never know if it was 2 shots or not. If it was a shot and a visit, I think it was a foul, but Scott's maybe misplaced it. It looks like he snookered himself. A bit of swerve. Didn't even attempt it, and that's why Scott is a disappointing player. He doesn't go for the big shots. He's just more happy and trying not to lose. He never tries to win. He's capable of so much more. As James sends one up, he's looking to block the hole. He's putting the pressure back onto Scott. What can Scott come up with? He's blocked. He can't put it in that bottom left pocket. He just nudges it out, frees up the pocket, and gives James the easiest chance ever known to man to make it 3-2. All he had to do is keep a white on the table, which he's managed to do. Now just pop this one, the 8's over the hole, and surely in a few moments time James will be leading 3-2. And I'll admit, He deserves to be leading. He's been the better player so far today. But why has he hit that so hard? What are you doing, man? You're a donkey. Shrek, come back to my swamp. Oh my word, he does hit it though. He managed to come off one cushion. Almost the greatest resurrection story since Steve when he reappeared after 3 days or however long it was. But although he hit it, he has managed to get a safe cue ball. He's left Scott no shot. He tried to play the double. He was unable to do it, but Scott returns a favour and gets a good cue ball himself. This frame has drama. It's not a high level drama, but there certainly is drama. Can James sink this bottom right? The crowd hush. We await. He's taking longer than ever. That's nowhere near. And now, surely for Scott, it's nice and straight. Send that one up there. Send it into the middle. It goes in either pocket. But will he even take it on? Does he go to the middle if he can pot it? What's he looking to do? We can't see. All we can see is Messi, number 10, the greatest player to ever live, on his back. He couldn't pot it. James is back at the table. Get out of the way of the camera. James is looking at coming off the bottom cushion, but he had no side on there. He's managed to miss it completely, and Scott gets another opportunity. Scott could be 3-2 up, and he hasn't deserved to win a frame. He should have lost 5-0. What is going on here? Scott is the luckiest player on OnlyFrames on today's viewing. He does sink it. It wiped his feet. This ain't over the hole. It's going right middle. It's about to be 3-2 to Scott as we join the action in the 6th frame. Now, as we join the action with the pink wafer at the table, certainly not the kind of biscuit I'd like to dunk in my tea. That's Scott. Pink wafers, they can go in anything. It's a great biscuit, actually really underrated. Get in the comments with your underrated biscuits. For me, pink wafer, if it's considered a biscuit, I would say is underrated. And hobnobs, the chocolate ones, they're adorable. They are top tier, but they're always forgotten. Back to the action we go though, with James at the table and he's still playing yellows. And once again, I remind you that if you've managed to get 12 minutes into this video, you must kind of like the drivel that we are producing. So don't forget to follow. Don't forget to comment, even if it's to tell us how rubbish we are. As Scott's beautiful face turns round, if you follow, you'll get to see more of that, which isn't a great selling point. So what I'll say is, if you follow us, put a few comments in, share it with your nan, tell them what we're all about. We'll promise not to show too much of Scott's face anymore, as he does look like Sloth out the Goonies. Hey, guys. But he does have a chance to win the frame. He's looking to take the red top right, but it wipes his feet and stays out. And Lou the dog, who's on editing, just randomly skips half the frame. Cheers for that, mate. I wonder what happened. It must have been terrible if we're not showing it, because all of this has been abysmal. But James is at the table. He could level it up. He could make it 3-3. He's blasted another one in. Blast off. And he gets nowhere near as Steve walks by in a Christmas jumper, although it's in January, or was this filmed some time ago? That's a wide, but at least he had a go at it. Scott would have played safe, no doubt. But now Scott is not going to be able to play safe. He's going to have to take this on. He wouldn't be able to keep the red out even if he tried. But he did try and do something. What was that shot on the cue ball? Now, I say Chris can't play position, but after watching Scott play that, that's actually offensive. That's a crime. He should do time for playing that shot. He did have a go at that 8 ball. He almost made it sink, but he couldn't do it. That wasn't the Titanic for this guy. James had a go himself, but has left Scott the opportunity to make it 4-2, to get himself on the hill. He's aiming bottom right. Will it even be close? It's more than close. It's in. We move on to the 7th frame. As we join the action of the 7th frame, the Pink Princess is at the table and he's playing the red balls. He needs one more frame to secure the 3 points, and I, for one, am hoping he wins it now. Not because I want Scott to win matches, but I want this game over with. I'm paid by the game and not by the frame. I need to renegotiate my contract, and Scott needs to renegotiate what he does with the cue ball. He managed to almost sink it, but it did stay up. just about, but he left himself no chance of clearing them, and he gives James a chance to get to the table, to try and win a frame, to try and extend this matchup, which nobody wants, not because we dislike James. We've had enough of this. I can only take so much. But I won't lie, a part of me is quite sadistic and wants James to win this frame just so we can drag on this emotional torture for all of us that little bit longer. But Scott will be trying to win this at the earliest opportunity. He tried to cut one back into the bottom right-hand pocket, but it was not to be. James's balls aren't ideally situated. He had one tricky one on that left-hand rail, which he sent up towards that top pocket. That was unfortunate, bringing Scott back to the table, who's just flicking them out. He's saying to James, I don't fancy you for this clearance, mate. I think your head's gone. I'm hoping James proves him wrong. Good starter there. He's given himself a few options. Gonna take this one to the bottom left-hand pocket. All the gears. Zip! He's absolutely tanked that white. It's gone 8 foot further than it needed to. But this guy's a showman. Call him a Hugh Jackman. Playing that one down to the bottom right wasn't meant to be. Tried to use Scott's red on the way. But this should be over. This one into the middle. Other one into the bottom right. 8 balls in the middle of the table. Even Lou the dog could take these out. And that guy couldn't pop to save his life. But Scott has just played an absolutely atrocious shot. What was that? What was that? I actually can't believe that. This game has been terrible, but that's up there with one of the worst shots I've ever seen. Don't know what he was trying to do. Like, surely he could pot that, couldn't he? Or at least try and swerve it round or something. Just hit it and pushed it onto the cushion. What an absolute haddock. Come on, James. Punish him. Don't let him keep taking liberties like this. James going to look to play this one in the middle, I would guess, but can only find the knuckle. But he's left's got a teaser. If he couldn't pot the last one, he's got no chance of potting this one. He's trying to put it bottom right. James' head's in the way. We can't see, but we know Scott will miss because we've known him. We've seen him before. This won't be easy for James, though, as Scott's managed to block the pocket. James does sink the ball, but that's a good summary of his day. He pots a cue ball to the top right for a loo ball, which means Scott is definitely going to win now. He potted that one over the bottom right. Good positional shot, rolls that 8 into the middle. It's all over and Scott wins 5-2.